Hi, kumusta kayo? Mga kababayan ko dyan sa Pilipinas, kumusta tayo po? Today is Thursday, February 7 na po. And ay naku po, ang daming mga problema sa Pilipinas. Magulo ang Pilipinas if you agree with me, di ba? Ang daming mga sorpresa left and right po, no? And I suppose kayo din dyan ngayon sa Pilipinas or tayo dito din po mga Filipino sa Sabah, sa Malaysia at saka mga Pilipino sa ibang nasyon, no? We are wondering, ano pa? What is the next surprise that we are going to experience or see after this or within this few hours or today, tomorrow or next week po? And I suppose narinig na ninyo po what happened yesterday, ang malaking balita dyan sa Pilipinas na impeach na po ang Kongreso si Sara Duterte. Si Sara Duterte. Saka ang dami mga reaction, no? Both from both sides la, no? Those supporting Sara Duterte as well as those supporting ang Kongreso natin po or ang kampo ni, shall I say it, ang kampo ni Marcos, President Bongbong Marcos or ang Marcos administration. So, ano kaya? Medyo ano na tayo po, no? Medyo na-confused na ang Pilipinas. Parang teleserye na lang ito, no? So, but anyway, let's hope that everything will be back to normal. Will be back to normal after all these things. And of course, mayroon din yung mga speculations ngayon. Baka within this few days, no? Or during the election time or campaign period po, tuloy pa rin ang sabihin nating impeachment procedure ni VP Sara Duterte. Others were saying na maghintay na lang hanggang sa June after the election, no? Pagbalik ang mga lawmakers natin sa Kongreso at saka sa Senado, pagbalik nila after ang recess nila after ang election, then ma-push through itong trial procedure proceedings ni VP Sara Duterte. So sige lang po, relax lang tayo po and focus lang tayo sa trabaho muna. So in the meantime, I will just to refresh our mind what happened yesterday. I will share you this news article po published dyan sa Pilipinas sa mga mainstream media natin, no? Sa mga mainstream media natin, and let's listen once more ang announcement ng impeachment of Sara Duterte. Dali po. Hold on, ha? Ito po, let's listen. For those medyo late na-receive ang notisya, ito po, just replay lang tayo po.
Of House members who verified and swore before me, this impeachment complaint is 215.
The House of Representatives plenary hall erupted in applause after House Secretary General Reginald Velasco announced that the required number of signatures from members to impeach Vice President Sara Duterte has been met. Among those seen clapping was the President's son, House Senior Deputy Majority Leader Sandro Marcos. He was also the first to sign the fourth impeachment complaint, even when his father previously said, now is not the time for the impeachment. Marcos was followed by House Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Gonzalez Jr. and Majority Leader Manuel Jose Dalipe, Senator Raffy Tulfo's son Ralph and wife Jocelyn, Senator Francis Tolentino's niece Aniela, and last to sign was House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Among those who did not sign the complaint are former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, House Deputy Speaker Camille Villar, and House Deputy Majority Leader Erwin Tulfo.
There is a motion to direct the Secretary General to immediately endorse to the Senate the impeachment complaint, having been filed by more than one-third of the membership of the House, or a total of 215 members. Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is so directed. The session is suspended.
Okay, ang Kongreso, they suspended already ang session na nila po effective yesterday, no? Yesterday, that was February 6, no? February 6. Now is what? February 5. Now is February 6 po, no? So, suspended na po and wala na. In fact, closing time sana nila sa Friday or bukas po, February 7. But normally ang session hanggang Wednesday lang and they already suspended ang session ng Kongreso hanggang after 3 months, 4 months po, right after the election, and that will be June 2nd, June 2nd po. So, gano'n na. That is the reality ngayon na si VP Sara, ang Kongreso, they already agreed and signed, no? Supported ang impeachment ni VP Sara Duterte. And let's see, no? Let's wait and see na lang po what is the move of the Senate po, no? What is the move of the Senate? And in the meantime, let's go and get some or I will share with you ang mga reaction ng mga tao regarding ang impeachment ni Sara Duterte. To start with po, some people would like to know ano ang reaction ang person concerned, and that is VP Sara. And it was also reported yesterday sa mainstream media, sa GMA News po, that Sara Duterte, no comment lang po, no comment lang muna, and she wants to read ang statement, ang impeachment complaint coming from the Congress po. And here is the, sabihin natin, ang reaction ni VP Sara. Response ni VP Sara. Okay, let's listen to this. Ang response ni VP Sara. Hold on, Hold on. Okay.
But at that point,
Hold on. Andito po.
happening. But at that point, she had not been made aware of the impeachment proceedings.
Talaga? Nag-announce na sila? Opo, VP. Na-impeach na po si VP Sara sa botong 153 po. Anong announcement? Papasa nga ng statement nila. Hindi mahirap mag-react pag hindi ko nabasa kasi kung ano sinabi nila. Gusto ko mabasa kung ano yung statement nila ng House. Mahirap mag-react kung hindi natin nababasa kung ano yung official statement nila. Baka masobrahan o magkulang yung reaction. So, kailangan natin natin.
Yan po ang reaction ni VP Sara Duterte. Okay, another reaction coming from her own brother, si Congressman or Representative Paulo Duterte. Let's listen to the statement given by Paulo or Representative Paulo Duterte regarding ang impeachment ng kapatid niya, si VP Sara. VP Sara. Okay. Let's listen to this. Ang dami po nag-comment, no? Regarding itong impeachment ni VP Sara. And itong programa natin po, I'm going to share with you ang mga comments, mga comments po. Mga comments ng mga tao regarding ang impeachment ni VP Sara. Hold on, Saan ba yun si Paulo Duterte? Paulo Duterte. 108. 108. Paulo Duterte, 108. 148. 148. Saan ang 148? 148. 148. Sandali po. Give me time, a few minutes. 148. Parang na, ano na tayo dito. 148. Panelo. Paulo is 03. 03. Sandali. Okay. Saan na yun po? 03. Medyo nahirapan na tayo. Okay. 03. Hanap muna tayo ang 03. Medyo 03. 037, 033, 036. Okay, in the meantime, skip muna tayo ang reaction ni Paulo Duterte. Let's go to reaction ni Professor Malu Tigia regarding ang impeachment. Okay, sandali po. And then we'll go back to Representative Paulo Duterte. Ito muna po.
Na nagkaroon ng
Ito po.
ako ito doon sa impeachment ngayon lang ako nakakita sa kaysaysayan ng Kongreso na nagkaroon ng impeachment in one day. At ipinasa nila on the last day of session. Yun ang makikita mo talaga, politika. Kasi yung dating mga experiences natin sa impeachment, magmula sa ombudsman, sa vice president, sa chief justice, it took a while. Very transparent, accountable yung process, kahit hindi mo nagugustuhan ang impeachment court na nangyayari, bukas sa taong bayan. Pero mo itong ginawa ng House, nagpass sila ng articles of impeachment na walang nakakakita. Bakit ko nasabi yan? Yung tatlong final, the three articles of impeachment filed by and endorsed by members of Congress, in-archive nila. So ang pinasa nila ngayon is an articles of impeachment na walang nakakaalam kung anong complaint na nandun. As na sinabi nila, invoking the Constitution at saka yung rules ng chamber, dahil naka-attain na ng mahigit na one-third. Impeach na si VP at bayaan mo na sa Senado. Yan ba'y responsableng behavior ng legislator? Wala man lang nagtanong, Your Honors, what are we charging her?
Yan po ang reaction ni Professor Malu Tigia. Professor Malu Tigia. Okay? Saan pa? Ito po. Let's listen to this. Si Duterte, Paulo Duterte po. Ang reaction ni Paulo Duterte.
Lawmakers led by
Hold on. Okay, nandito po.
One person who did come out with a statement right away was her brother, Congressman Paulo Pulong Duterte. He said in part, and I quote, "I am appalled and enraged by the desperate and politically motivated efforts to railroad the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte. The sinister maneuvering of certain lawmakers, led by Representative Garin, to hastily collect signatures and push for the immediate approval and transmittal of this baseless impeachment case is a clear act of political persecution." Goes on to say that this administration is treading on dangerous ground if they were faced by the over 1 million rallying supporters of the Iglesia ni Cristo, then they are blindly marching toward an even greater storm, one that could shake the very foundation of their rule. This is not just about VP Sara Duterte. This is about the will of the Filipino people. The growing discontent and frustration across the country will not be contained for long. Mark my words. This reckless abuse of power will not end in their favor.
Okay, yun po ang statement ni Representative Paulo Duterte in regards to the impeachment of his sister, si Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Stick lang kayo po sa page na ito po today, February 6. Because I will be showing you more ang mga reactions sa mga tao dyan sa Pilipinas regarding itong issue. Shoutout muna tayo kay Manuel Demetita. No? Good morning to you, good afternoon, and good evening. Salamat pagi, salamat patang, and salamat malam to you. All the best, and thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Okay, another reaction coming from supporter ni Sara Duterte, no? Is no other than Attorney Salvador Panelo. Let's listen to his reaction. Si Panelo. Attorney Salvador Panelo. Okay, let's listen to this. Hold on.
Maabsuelto man o hindi, itong tandaan nyo. Pag yan ay tinuloy nila at sigurado namang itutuloy, maliban na lang kung tamaan sila ng kidlat ng kaliwanagan. Talagang ikukuntit yan. But kahit sila'y maabsuelto o hindi, maabsuelto man o hindi, tandaan nyo, sasabihin ko sa inyo, si Inday Sara ay magiging isang martir na political martyr. At siya ay yayakapin ng taong bayan na sukang-suka na sa ginagawang lalapastangan sa kanyang karapatan at paninira sa kanya. Yayakapin si Inday Sara, mamahalin ng taong bayan, at parurusahan ang mga nasa likod ng kalapastangan ng ito. At darating ang panahon na yan, mga lumalapastangan niyan ay mawawala sa kapangyarihan. At si Inday Sara naman ay tatahakin ang daan na tinahak ng kanyang amang si Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte. At she can now lay a valid claim for a rightful succession to the presidency. Magiging presidente rin mo siya. Yan, maniwala kayo. Absuelto yan o makundit yan, sigurado magiging presidente ng bansa yan. Maliban na lang kung hindi siya tumakbo. Pag hindi siya tumakbo, si Robin Padilla, matatakbo yun natin.
Alright, yan ang statement ni Attorney Panelo, Salvador Panelo. Another one, reaction coming from no other than aspirant din to be a senator dyan po sa Pilipinas come May 12 midterm election is no other than si Attorney Vic Rodriguez. Let's listen to what he has to say regarding this issue. Nandito po.
Ating mga mambabatas. Ating mga mambabatas. Binabandera, nakita ko kanina, binabandera nung Secretary General ng House of Representatives. Napakarami na raw kongresista pumirma. 150, 200, kahit 300 pa yan. 300 na mga elitistang mambabatas. Ilagay mo na, 300 elitistang mambabatas ang pumirma para i-impeach si Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Marami ba sila? Kakaunti po yan sapagkat bilangin ninyo yung 300 kongresista laban sa 32 milyong Pilipinong bumoto kay Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Mantakin ninyo, binoto ka ng 32 milyong Pilipino, i-impeach ka lang ng 300 elitistang mambabatas dahil lamang sunod-sunuran sila sa kagustuhan ng Malacanang at ng House Speaker. Huwag ho tayong pumayag dahil masyado ng pambubudol itong nararanasan natin. Sobra-sobra na yung panluloko at panggigipit ninyo sa sambayan ng Pilipino.
Alright, yun na si Attorney Vic Rodriguez. Tuloy pa rin, mayroon pa rin tayong footage regarding kay Attorney Vic Rodriguez regarding itong issue po. Nandito. Continuation po, nandito po. Let's listen again to Attorney Vic Solis. Hold on.
Sinasabi, ang dapat sinampahan ng impeachment ay si Bongbong Marcos, hindi si Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Sapagkat higit naman pong napaka-anomalya, itong ipinapalusot nilang 6.325 trillion. 6.325 trillion pesos budget natin ngayong 2025. Dapat po kayo makialam dahil lagay na po natin na 300 elitistang kongresista ang pumirma dyan sa impeachment laban kay Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. 300 versus 32 million Filipinos na malaya, payapa, constitutional at democratically elected Sara Duterte to be our Vice President. Hindi lang ho pera ang ninanakaw sa atin, pati ho ang posisyon ng pangalawang Pangulo ay ninanakaw na rin nitong mga elitistang mambabatas. Mag-ingay ho kayo, makisali po kayo, manindigan po kayo ipakita ninyo na tayo ay Pilipino at hindi tayo pwedeng budulin araw-araw nitong mga iilang elitistang mangbabatas. And Charlie,
Okay, yon. Additional video recording natin po kay Atty. Vic Rodriguez. And of course, I would like to say shout out sa Paris de Manila, who is also watching me. And of course, si Rats sa Downtown Paimen. And if I suppose, ang mother niya, si Hilda, no? Also watching. I would like to say thank you very much for watching. And of course, all the best sa inyo, and hope you're starting the day. Today is February 6. You are starting the day beautifully, in a very good spirit po, no? And sorry lang, no? Sorry lang kung you are supporting itong si Sara o si Marcos. Ito na po ang mga balita na I'm reporting to you what really happened yesterday. For the latecomers, again, I would like to say we are touching now on the issue on itong impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte, which ang Kongreso kahapon po, they already managed to garner more than or garner something like 215 signatories or signatures po from the lawmakers. And with that, the 215 out of something like 306 or slightly over 300 lawmakers dyan sa Pilipinas, parang ano na ito po, 70% agreed for the impeachment of Sara Duterte. Bakit kaya po? Bakit kaya all of a sudden, last 2 minutes po, they signed the impeachment of Sara Duterte. And remember, the impeachment, the first impeachment was submitted to the Congress or to the office of Secretary General, si Reginald Velasco, December 2nd yata po, if I'm not mistaken, 2 months delay. And last minute po, last minute before the Congress session, na-close po kahapon, nag-pass na sila po ang or nag-transmit na ang impeachment complaint sa office ng speaker, si Speaker Martin Romualdez. Romualdez po. Okay, let's move on. Earlier, we are touching about the PhilHealth. Mayroon din komento, si Atty. Vic Rodriguez regarding itong impeachment at saka ang issue ng PhilHealth. Let's listen one more time kay Atty. Vic Rodriguez.
Binabalutan na lang nila ng kunyaring tapang sa pamamagitan ng impeachment. Ang totoo, ninenervyos na sila dahil nga napaka-horny. Personally, and as a lawyer, I appreciate the outcome of the oral argument yesterday. Dahil sinasabi nga po doon ng isang justice na mismo ng ating Korte Suprema, meron silang COA report na nagsasabing hindi totoo na sobra-sobra ang pera ng PhilHealth to justify the transfer of, initially ang target is 89.9 billion pesos na PhilHealth fund. Nauwi ito sa 60 billion dahil nag-issue ng TRO. Remember, kahit si Pangulong Duterte pinaliwanag ito. Yung nakialam sa 89.9 billion pesos pera ng PhilHealth at inilipat-lipat, estafa po yan may tuturing sapagkat galing yan sa contribution ng mga nang manggagawa na tuwing sahod ay kinakalta sa inyong sweldo. Estafa po yan.
Alright, yan ang reaction din po ni Attorney Vic Rodriguez eyeing for the senatorial position po kama May 12 midterm election. Ang dami nga kahaka speculation after the announcement of the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte kahapon or yesterday. Some were saying tutuloy ba ang impeachment trial in the coming days? Others were saying hindi din, Hindi din 'yon. Dahil sa election po, Election is coming, February 11, start na ang official campaign period ng mga senatorial at saka party list. aspirants. So, paano na ang mga lawmakers, congressmen, at saka ang senators who will be standing as judge po, no? Judge sa impeachment trial, no? Itong mga re-electionists, no? Mag-affect daw sa campaign period nila po, no? O sa campaign sorties nila. So, mayroon sabi, yes, it will continue kasi continuity, mayroong continuity ang Senado. Others were saying na medyo mahirap, hintayin na lang tayo hanggang after ang election. So, busy din ang mga local media dyan sa Pilipinas yesterday, and some of them managed to interview some of the senators. And this time around, I will share with you ang entrevista or interview ni Senator Joel Villanueva by the local mainstream media in the Philippines. And let's listen ang conversation nila, ang exchange of question and answers between the local media, mga reporters sa Manila, and Senator Joel Villanueva. Let's listen to this carefully po, no? Medyo mahaba-haba kundi, but I think worthwhile naman tayo po to replay ang interview ni Joel Villanueva. Hold on.
Decided upon.
Hold on, ha? Hold on. Mas klaro, mas disente po. I just want you to listen to this. And after this, mayroon pa din tayo, sabihin natin, video clippings regarding ang interview din po, ang local media kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. Senator Bato de la Rosa, regarding itong issue. So let's listen to Senator Joel Villanueva.
Mga possible preparation, sir?
Wala. Zero.
Pero sir, yung rules, pwede siyang gawin even during the break.
It has to be decided upon plenary action yan. You can paikot or discuss about it among yourselves and then promulgate it in the plenary.
Pero some scholars were saying,
Guys, even the referral takes plenary action, okay? I'm sure you guys are aware of that.
Sir, ibig sabihin, you will not be able to act on it kung naka-adjourn kayo. Kailangan,
Walang plenary.
sir?
Walang plenary, so yeah.
So, walang plenary, so hindi na ma-actionan yun. So, isang
The rules?
na naka-adjourn na kayo.
The rules or whatever it is again, there has to be a plenary action, okay?
So, kung hindi ma-actionan sa plenary, hindi pwede action, hindi makakapag-impeach trial. Possible yun.
Lahat ng gagawin namin, even the declaration of the senators sitting as an impeachment court, kailangan ng plenary action.
pero sir, some scholars were saying na kahit naka-adjourn ng Senado, kayo as ang role nyo bilang senador, pero when it comes to impeachment, may special role kayong ginagawa. Kahit naka-adjourn, you can continue.
Nasa constitution ho, tama. Pero again, it is the plenary action that would give us the go signal na we can, parang di ba pagka nagbe-break tayo, kahit committee hearings lang, kailangan banggitin mo doon sa plenaryo na ito ay ino-authorize ng bawat miyembro
So,
ng
pwedeng
Senado.
mag-continue sa susunod na Senado?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Kung halimbawa matapos
All things being, again, it's so hard for me to speak on just ito, anticipation na po pwede mangyari, etc.
sa session mamaya na mag-reconvene kayo after nang di kayo reconvene kayo. Kailangan may mag-move na mag-reconvene kayo.
If it is filed and it is in the reference of business na sa agenda, automatic naman yun, di ba, na babasahin.
Yes, sir.
So, automatic din yun na i-refer. Di ba? And then if it is referred to a particular committee, the committee chair would act, whether it's rules or committee on justice, etc. You know? And there will be a motion. Siyempre, na pero yan ang haba ng, tignan nyo ha,
kung magmo-motion kunyari si RG na na-convene kami as a court, pwede kong tanongin, RG, meron na ba tayo rules? How do you decide on quorum? Meron ba? Wala ata eh. Pagka disposition of motions, yung mga yan. We have to talk about it, di ba? Again, ang hirap na anticipate na meron tayong schedule today, may agenda tayo today, may mga ipapasa kaming third reading
Mahaba
today.
yung agenda niyo today, sir.
Yung third reading, madami.
In short, sir, dahil today.
Hindi ko masasabi yan, I'm not the entire Senate. Assessment. Kaya, dito, ayaw namin sirain yung pag-iisip namin sa aming focus ngayon kung ano yung nasa agenda namin, and we are not going to anticipate anything na baka bumagsak ang buwan mamaya or mabiyak yung lupa at saan tayo pupunta, nasang evacuation center. Alam naman namin yung gagawin. Alam namin may evacuation center pag nangyari yun. Pero hindi namin pagtutuulan ng pansin na kailangan siguruhin ko na air condition yung tutulugan ko sa evacuation center o walang lamok. Hindi yun ang senaryo ngayon.
Sir, dahil ba wala sa agenda, it means hindi posible. Dahil kung wala sa agenda, that means hindi siya masasabi or matatransmit sa session mamaya. O pwede nyo ipasa.
Sometimes kahit wala sa agenda, if you recall, the majority there was the motion, the guy who's with the permission of the body, etc. Kasi wala nga eh. Because at any point in time, pag may tinakal ka sa floor, di ba, na wala sa agenda, you can raise a point of order anytime.
Pero sir, di ba technically, pwede kayong mag-session hanggang Friday?
Technically, yeah, if we don't adjourn, siguro ang question ko din, bakit ba ngayon, how long did it take in the House ba? If, again, anticipating, hindi ko alam. Kaya ang hirap mag-comment, ang hirap puro anticipate mo kung ganito. Kaya mahirap eh. So,
Kapag andyan na.
yeah, better kung nandyan na. Mas marami tayong siguro masasabi kung nandyan na or ano pa yung...
Sir, kailangan ko
Lahat possible eh. Lahat subject to be questioned by anybody, any sector of the society. The scholars were saying, binabanggit kanina ni ma'am, pwede kayong convene as an impeachment court during the break. Merong pwede, merong hindi. Bakit sabihin hindi? I can give you all the arguments, both sides. I can talk about it. But again, it's useless for me to say this. And it's very hard. You have to understand, on my part, I'll be sitting as a judge. I cannot make any comment na pabor o hindi pabor sa kanino mang kampo.
Sir, offhand lang, just in case lang naman matuloy yung transcript na gano'n, can you walk us through kahit konti lang?
Just in case matuloy. Anticipating kung matuloy yung hindi ko alam kung matutuloy nga.
Yes, sir. But, isang una yung gagawin, sir, ay dapat ma-plansya muna yung rules.
Ang unang gagawin, pag-uusapan kung isasama to sa reference of business, I think that's the first step. Diba?
Pero sir, ano po general sentiments ng...
I cannot speak for my colleagues. And again, if it is impeachment, as much as possible, we don't want to talk about it.
Pero sir,
especially anticipating whatever scenarios, no?
you can only convene the impeachment court if ma-refer nyo mamaya sa... ma-refer sa session, sir. Sa plenary. Sabi yung plenary action, sir.
Sige na, pagbibigyan ko kayo, ha? Final. Tingala. Nasa agenda ba ngayon? Wala. Ilalagay ba sa reference of business o hindi? Pag nalagay sa reference of business, another step, babasahin ba? Pag binasa ba, saan dadalhin? Ni-refer ba? Saan ni-refer? Diba ganun yung process? Process. Parang kaya niyo ako tinatanong dahil PhD na ako sa impeachment when I was in the House. Process, iba yung sa House, iba yung rules ng House, iba yung sa Senate, di ba? And when you look at the rules in the Senate, napakagandang topic yan kasi masalimuot yan, mahaba yan, iba yan. You're sitting as an impeachment court if ever it is going to happen, di ba? So, mahaba yan. Tinitignan ko kanina yung rules. Parang form lang yung nandun, ha? Walang laman whatsoever. Remember nung time ni Senator Pimentel, di ba sinabi niya? Nag-hearing tayo dito as an impeachment court. Kung di pa pala kompleto itong rules natin, ang daming kulang. Pero hindi ba magiging guide yung naging experience nyo in the corona trial?
It's some sort of a guide, precedents, etc. But again, mahirap mag-isip ng ganyan kung hindi naman natin parang pinangungunahan natin yung events na possible na mangyari. Ang sinasabi ko lang is that itong mga nakaraan and in history, even the rules ng impeachment, kailangan balangkasin ng mabuti.
So, sir, kailangan ika-craft pa yung rules specific for these
You see the rules, masyadong general.
So, nasa oras ibig sabihin kailangan ng bagong rules kasi ang sa nakaraan yung presidente at saka
Chief Justice.
So, this time, Vice President. So, kailangan ng bagong rules?
Again, pangungunahan natin ang Senado pagka nagsalita ako. Siguro, kung gusto nyo, off the record nyo kasi parang ayokong pangunahan ng mga kasama natin. Ang point ko lang is, na kasya ang 1,000 kalabaw dun sa rules of impeachment right now. That's my comment.
Pero sa nangyayari, sir?
Well, hindi natin po pwedeng pangunahan kung ano man ang mangyayari at hindi tayo si Nostradamus at hindi rin ako naniniwala sa hulaan. So, tayo bilang party ng Senado, we're just ready to do our part and perform our duties and responsibilities. Yan yung sinumpahan naming tungkulin bilang mga senador ng Republika ng Pilipinas. So, whatever it is, ano man ang kailangan namin gawin bilang representatives of the people, senators of the people, yun ang gagawin namin.
Once ma-transmit, walang magagawa.
I cannot make a statement or anything because that's already thinking na may magta-transmit, di ba? Hindi natin pwedeng, not even to anticipate na may magta-transmit. Dapat alam mo yun, when you took your oath as a member of the Senate, alam mo yun, that if ever this happens, you will be sitting as a member of the jury. You will be part of the impeachment court. Alam mo yun. So, it's just there.
Sir,
Nothing special today or anything. As a senator, when you wake up in the morning, when you do your job every single day, alam mo yun, ang parte ng trabaho mo yun. If it comes, it will come.
Sir, kahit naka-adjourn, pwede kayo mag-hear?
Mahirap again isipin na mayroong mangyayaring ganyan, no? Mahirap. But again, as I mentioned earlier, we're ready, we're prepared kung ano man yung hinihingi sa amin ng aming tungkulin bilang mga miyembro ng Senado.
Okay, well, yun po ang segment ni Senator Joel Villanueva. Klarong-klaro po, yesterday at around 5 o'clock, the Secretary General of the Congress, si Secretary General Reginald Velasco already submitted ang impeachment documents against VP Sara Duterte dyan po sa Senado. And until now, nothing happened. Nothing happened, no? And let's wait and see na lang po whether something will happen today, tomorrow, or maybe it will be after an election and when the lawmakers, ang mga congressmen, ang mga senador natin, they are going back to their responsibilities after the election on June 2nd po, no? June 2nd. And remember, ang expiry date ng mga elected congressmen and the 12 senators will expire on June 13. June 13 po. So they are going back on June 2nd and hanggang June 13 na lang sila po. Anything can happen there. Anything can happen there. But anyway, okay, tuloy natin po. Medyo mahaba ng kunti ang ano natin. But anyway, let's listen to the reaction din po ang isang senador, si Senator De La Rosa, Bato De La Rosa, regarding this issue ng impeachment of Sara Duterte when he was asked to comment by the mainstream media dyan po sa Pilipinas yesterday. Yesterday. Okay. Allow me to share with you itong recorded video clips na naman po I managed to get yesterday po. So, okay, sandali. Nandito po ang interview kay Senator Bato De La Rosa. Let's listen to this. Hold on, ha? Let's listen to this.
Expected ko na yun. I have been expecting that to happen.
Bakit, sir? Bakit?
Nakikita ko yung kanilang effort na talaga to impeach sa Bibi Sara.
How will this affect, sir, kayo po as bilang tatayong Senator Judge at kayo po ay mamamampalya din, sir? Hindi po was yung araw ng labas niyo, sir, pag nagkataon.
Kaya ngayon, ang daya nila, no? Gagawin kami hostage dito para magiging judge ng impeachment court. Tapos sila, mangungumpanya na. Kami dito ngayon, 24 of us will be sitting as judges of the impeachment court.
Sir,
So, hindi kami makapagpangampanya.
Senator, kahit pa kayo magiging impartial, kung di ba, friends kayo, malapit kayo sa mga Duterte, paano kayo tatayo as impeachment court?
Alam naman natin that itong impeachment is a political exercise. But still, as a sitting judge, I have to maintain my political neutrality. I should be apolitical by this time. Once magsuot na ako ng robe, pero hindi pa ako nakapasukat eh. Pasuot daw kami ng tuga. Yung robe para judge talaga ang dating. Once suot ko na yan, I will have to maintain political neutrality.
Kasi kayo rin pagpapalagay na definitely, hindi niyo iko-convince si Malaki.
Bahala na kayo kung ano iniisip ninyo. Basta ako, I will maintain my political neutrality. Mahintayin na lang nyo yung magiging buto ko pagdating sa butuhan.
Tingin mo pwede mong ikatalo nung nangyayari ko dahil hindi ka makakalabas ng mga kampanya, sir? And you are, sir, nasa number 10 po kayo sa survey. Medyo alanganin, sir. Depende. Baka maawa yung mga botante. Kawawa naman si Bato, hindi nagkapakampanya, tulungan lang natin ito. Ayun naging nag-judge si Bato no, sa impeachment court, hindi nakaikot. Ay, hindi siya napag-uusap yung mga senador tungkol dito sa possibility na mag-impeachment trial. May hindi siya kayo mga
Hello, most likely, kung matransmit sa amin yung articles of impeachment, adjourn na kami kami bukas, no? Break na kami bukas. So, most likely, the earliest that we will tackle that sa plenary is after the election. Kasi hindi na kami mabalik, di ba? Hindi na kami mabalik. Oh.
Pero sabi mo pwede mag-impeachment trial kahit nakabakas ng mga process?
Depende yan because we will be making our rules on impeachment. Pag-usapan namin yan. Titingnan natin. But base sa napag-usapan kanina, parang yun ang narinig ko na we can tackle that after the election.
So yung parang consensus so far? Ano po yung sentiment so far after the elections na itakal ito?
One of the possibilities. Most likely. Kasi pag sinuwian na kami, starting bukas, di ba? Punta na kami sa mga kanya-kanyang campaign sorties. Meron na kaming buwan. Ha?
Sino po yung nakausap niya about the
Ayaw kami mga kasamahan namin.
including SPG?
Most likely, yun ang mangyari.
Including SPG.
Tanongin mo naman siya mamaya. Baka magalitan pa.
Kausapan, sir? Or
Informal discussion lang. Informal discussion. Kasi paano nga, hindi pa inatakil sa plenary. Kung endorse nila yan sa amin ngayon, today, no, after the adjournment of this session. Paano matakil sa plenary yan? Wala na kami session bukas.
Pero sir, on the way na kasi from the House and medyo mahaba pa yung gabi. Napag-usapan din ba yung possibility matakil niyo siya tonight?
It depends.
So yung informal na
Depends.
pag-uusap, sir?
May mga ganong idea nagsipaglabasan nga. Paano nga natin yan itatakil na hindi pa na pasa sa plenaryo? Anong magiging move namin ngayon na naka-break na kami. So most likely, mag-reconvene ang 28th Congress after elections. So after elections,
Okay, yun ang statement ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. And yesterday, for your information po, the Senate officially declared closed na po ang session nila and they are going to resume sa June 2nd. Sa June 2nd po. And let's listen to the motion passed by Senator Joel Villanueva. Joel Villanueva regarding itong closure of the Senate session. Senate session po. Saan yun? Okay, 121. Right, let's listen to this. Official na po, no? Official na po. Hold on.
In the process of passing pending Majority Leader. Mr. President, before we adjourn, may I remind our colleagues that there is a standing resolution, resolution number 21, entitled Resolution Authorizing All Regular Standing Committees, Oversight Committees, and Special Committees of the Senate to conduct hearing, meetings, and consultations during every recess of the Senate to have continuity in the process of passing pending proposed legislations and to conduct investigations on issues of national interest to aid in crafting relevant legislation. At this juncture, Mr. President, I move that we adjourn the session until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Monday, June 2, 2025. So move, Mr. President. There is a motion. Is there any objection? There being none, session is adjourned until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Monday, June 2, 2025. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Alright, so officially, adjourn na po ang Senado and they're going to resume on June 2nd. That's Monday, no? This year. And let's see. So, based on the, sabihin natin na adjournment, official adjournment of the Senate, so it means yon impeachment, impeachment document submitted to the Senate, wala pang resulta po sa Senado. So, let's see, itong impeachment, will it be on after June 2nd? June 2nd or what will happen? Will there be surprises again today, tomorrow, or what? Or what? So, let's look at it. And for me, once mag-umpisa na itong sabihin natin na impeachments ni VP Sara, it means that if found guilty, found guilty by the trial judges ng Senado, then VP Sara will have to vacate her post as the Vice President, Vice President. Impeached na siya po, And then, of course, the other thing is that she will be disqualified, perpetual disqualification for holding any public positions po. Ibig sabihin, throughout her life, hindi na siya pwede magiging politician po or to hold any political positions in the government. Now, when it comes to the criminal violations po, iba na naman yun po. There must be somebody will find a case against, criminal case against VP Sara sa korte, and if found guilty, then she has to pay the price. Either fine, either she will be jailed kung plunder case yun na nag-file sa kanya or what. Pero ang impeachment is only removal po, and the perpetual disqualification of that particular individual or impeachment officer. Klaro po, But we don't know kung matuloy ba ito or hindi, or wait until after the election po, no? After the election. So I think 1 or 2 days ago I showed to you some or a clipping ang reaction ni former senior Justice Antonio Carpio, no, about the legality or technical aspect of the Senate carrying out itong impeachment trial po, no, kay VP Sara. And parang mayroon tayong may issue yon po, no. I don't know if I still have the video clip. Siguro next time na lang po I will replay it po, no. I'll try to find kung mayroon pa tayo dito po ang recorded clippings ni attorney or former senior justice Antonio Carpio. So in the meantime po, hanggang dito na lang siguro po ang programa natin, and of course I will make sure na you will be updated of any latest activities being carried out dyan sa Pilipinas. So parang teleserye yata ito po ang mga events dyan sa Pilipinas po, no? And ano kaya? What will happen sa Pilipinas? Magulo ang Pilipinas po, no? Magulo ang Pilipinas. Nandyan na po ang national budget. Very hot issue. Questionable, no? Nandyan na yan sa Supreme Court. Darating pa ang election po. May problema pa tayo sa PhilHealth. May problema pa tayo sa bigas, ang presyo ng mga essential goods dyan sa Pilipinas, no? And nag-push pa din itong Kongreso ang impeachment ni VP Sara. I don't know why they push. Despite of the sabihin natin ang advice ba yun or ang statement ni Bongbong Marcos, President Bongbong Marcos, do not go with that impeachment. But apparently ang Congress did not listen to the President Bongbong Marcos Jr. And they also obviously, for me, they also took it for granted ang boses ng more than 2 million Filipinos who attended ang peace rally ng Iglesia ni Cristo po, wherein they were supporting ang organizers or ang mga participants is supporting the statement of President Bongbong Marcos not to push through ang impeachment ni VP Sara dahil po for obvious reasons ang dami pa po problema ang Pilipinas, and leaders should look into addressing itong mga problema sa Pilipinas. Obviously, ang Congress did not listen to the voices or ang masa ng Pilipino. So, let's see po sa election kung ano ang verdict ng mga voters sa mga tao, mga elected officials natin po who disregard ang sentiments, ang feelings ng masang Filipino. So with this, Nick Fabian would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all, and see you tomorrow. Bye.